With us now is Cindy Bills, the instructional supervisor with the Warren County Schools. Thanks for joining us, Cindy.
Thank you for having me.
So what is the Leader in Me program exactly?
Well, the Leader in Me is actually a process that we use in our schools to teach leadership skills to our students. The great thing about it is that it does build confidence in our kids, and it teaches them to solve their own problems and to work together and just be active leaders in their classroom, and hopefully they're taking this home and being leaders at home as well.
What makes it different from other programs?
Well, I think the great thing about the Leader in Me is, it's not a program where at 1 o'clock we have to stop and teach the Leader in Me. This is a process that's embedded in the classroom all day long in everything that the kids do. So fortunately, when I've gotten to go visit schools, I could be watching a math lesson and the teacher would be telling the kids to synergize, which means work together. So that's the great thing about this process, is that it goes on forever, and it's not just something we have to stop and teach at a certain time.
How is the Chamber and our schools partnering in this project, and what is the shared goal?
Well, I think the shared goal of the Leader in Me is for our children to leave the school system and go on to college or whatever they choose to do, and be able to be productive members in our communities. And I think that's what we all want. I want for my children, and I'm sure you want for yours, is that we want them to be able to work together. So working with the Chamber, has been wonderful, because they are the voice for the business leaders in our community, and it's been nice to finally find something that we can all come together, because it affects us all. So it's been great.
How long have our county schools been involved?
Warren County, we actually trained our schools, 8 of our elementary schools, in the vision process last summer. But before that, we did a lot of site visits. We did our homework, we did our research, and visited some schools. And so we actually had our 8 elementary schools piloted, and then they've gone full force. I mean, it's just they've outdone themselves. And we did have 2 middle schools that we actually got to pilot some of the teen program with. So, and we're forging along. We've got 6 more elementary schools we'll get trained this summer.
What has the reaction been from the education professionals?
Well, the teachers are just ecstatic about the common language. I think that they have really enjoyed being able to work with a set of kids, teach these 7 habits, and know that when they go to the next classroom, the kids know the 7 habits as well. So the common language has been wonderful. Our teachers, like I said, we've kind of had to, we don't want to hold them back, because they are the ones who are out there researching, and they're going ahead and charging along before we can actually get training to them. And then even Western Kentucky University has become involved with the program, and I think they're going to start using the 7 habits in their educator program. So it's been a truly a great blessing to bring it into our school system, and then to see our university take a hold of it as well.
And what are some of the parents saying?
I think the parents are excited about the 7 habits, because it is actually giving validity to the things that they've been trying to teach their children at home. Instead of nagging the kid and saying you need to go practice your piano, we can talk about putting first things first and getting things done. So I think it's been great for our parents to actually learn the 7 habits along with us. Our principals have done a great job of communicating what's going on in the schools, so the parents feel like they're a part of it. So I just think it works hand in hand with what you're doing at home.
So how can our viewers get involved and support this effort?
One of the things with the 7 habits that we try to teach our kids also is to do some service learning. So I think one of the things that viewers can do, or the community can help us get involved in that, and if they know of a service learning project that our schools can do, is definitely let us know about that. Of course, we always would like financial backing to help, because it is costly to train our teachers and to continue the training so that we can develop all of our teachers in the school system. So, just being involved, ask questions, read the books. The books are fabulous. And then just be in contact with us, and we can certainly put some volunteers to work with us as well.
Cindy, thank you for being on the show and all of your support for this program.
Thank you for having me. It's been a great opportunity.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to hear about the Leader in Me from the kids. Welcome back. With us now is Olivia Otto in second grade at Briarwood. Thanks for joining us, Olivia.
Thank you.
Olivia, can you name the 7 habits for us?
Yes. Number 1, be proactive. Number 2, begin with the end in mind. Number 3, put first things first. Number 4, think win-win. Number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Number 6, synergize. And number 7, sharpen the saw.
So, do you have a habit that you use most often?
I most often use synergize because I work with my friends together.
Have you taught anyone else about the habits?
Yes, I think I've taught my parents the first day we talked about them.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Yeah, well, like one day whenever I got home from school, I said, Mom, Dad. And then she was like, Dad isn't here. And then I was like, well, anyway, we're learning about the 7 habits. And then she said, wow, what are they? And then I named them.
How do your teachers use the habits in the classroom?
Well, we have data notebooks, and like there are these important papers, how we set our goals and how they go up, and we get rewarded whenever there's this pink homework sheet, and if you get all of one of the rows filled, then you get like a treat out of the candy box, and then there are these treasure slips, and whenever you get the whole thing filled, you get these treasure slips. And like, for instance, there's one that you can bring music into the classroom and listen to it while you're working.
Describe your school and how the habits are displayed.
Well, first of all, my music teacher, Miss Nance, in the corner of her room, she has them hanged up, and at the top it says the 7 habits. And also, there's this mirror that's on the top. It says, I see the leader in me, and you can see the leader in you. And then there's a bulletin board out there that has the leader of the months. And they have them close to this habit tree that Miss Garden put up.
So what are some of the benefits of having the 7 habits in your school?
Well, Briarwood's always been a good school, but now it's better because leaders are in our school and everybody's learning better to accomplish everything.
How do you think you'll use the habits that you learn in your life?
Well, for be proactive, whenever I'm in high school, I might be in charge of my own self and my own actions and take charge. And for first things first, I might do my homework first, then hang out with my friends. And for synergize, I might work in groups with my friends.
Why do you think businesses are interested in knowing that the 7 habits are in the schools?
Well, I think businesses would be interested in these habits being practiced because they might think it's better for students to be leaders. And then a lot of other schools have leaders until a whole bunch of schools have leaders.
And what is your favorite Leader in Me moment?
My favorite Leader in Me moment has got to be this year whenever we put on a skit about seek first to understand, then to be understood. We were trying to spell listen, and then at first it was a little crazy. We didn't spell listen. And then they got it right, which I got to be the teacher on it.
Thanks for being on the show today, Olivia. You have been a great example of the 7 habits.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to hear from another student on the 7 habits.
The smiles on the kids' face, the hugs you get from the elementary school students, it definitely makes it worthwhile.
We have a family-owned business. It's my father, my brother, and myself, and I started when I got out of college in 1989. We build primarily single-family custom houses.
Audio, video, print, web, it doesn't really matter. What matters is we make it our business to know your business.
My business is definitely better because of my chamber.
My business is better because of my chamber.
My business is better because of my chamber.
Welcome back. With us now is Clayton Bush, a 5th grader at Plano Elementary. Thanks for joining us, Clayton.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, do you have a habit that you use most often?
I usually use Synergize because I just like getting out there and playing at the end of the day, getting ready for the next day.
So, you're learning about the 7 habits in your school. Have you taught anyone else about the 7 habits?
I've actually taught most of my whole family of 5 because I just think all those leader in me habits are amazing.
So, how do your teachers use the 7 habits in the classroom?
Miss Davenport uses them in like social studies and different arts that we do because she just likes to put those in there because she thinks they're also fascinating.
Have you ever had to remind an adult about the 7 habits?
Actually, I have. I've actually told my mom about think first to understand because sometimes she kind of interrupts you when you're talking.
Describe your school and how the habits are displayed.
Like we have big cases, big bookcases, but we stick like Curtis's books in there, and we have pictures because he came to our school and he drew us some pictures, and we have those hanged up.
What are some of the benefits of having the 7 habits in your school?
We have this thing at the end of every week. It's called Sharpen the Saw. You get to sign up on a sheet and you get to go do whatever activity that's on a piece of paper, and the first 27 kids that signed up gets to do it, but they'll change every week. And whoever did not have their homework in has to go to put first things first. And I've never gone there before because I just think that if you get your homework done, you also get to sharpen the saw and you just feel good about yourself.
So how do you think you'll use these habits that you learn throughout your life?
Well, I'm hopefully going to be a Navy SEAL, so if I use those, then it's going to help me a lot. But I got to get my grades high and keep those up there to become a Navy SEAL.
Can you tell a difference in your school before and after the implementation of the 7 habits?
I actually can, but it's not the big difference because our school is, I'm not going to say they're a perfect school, but it's a good school. We've changed a lot because kids we used to have a bunch of kids bringing their homework, but then some not. Now we have almost our whole school going to sharpen the saw. We're having to get more activities to do that for everybody.
Why do you think businesses are interested in knowing that these habits are practiced in the schools?
Because they want to make sure that every kid is changing our community and all that, because they want to make sure that everybody is getting all those done and being nice and being proactive and getting all their work done.
So what is your favorite Leader in Me moment?
We've actually, a couple weeks ago, we had a bunch of teachers come out, and well, not just teachers, just a lot of people come out, and like STLP and all those people, they came out, and we showed them around our school and told them how we use Leader in Me.
Clayton, thank you so much for being on the show today. We really appreciate you sharing with us.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to hear more about the Leader in Me. Welcome back. With us now is Peter Guthrie in 6th grade at Natcher Elementary. Thanks for joining us, Peter.
Thank you for having me out here.
Can you name the 7 habits for us?
There's habit 1, be proactive, have a plan, put first things first, think win, seek first to understand and be understood, synergize, and sharpen the saw.
Do you have a habit that you use the most?
I have to put first things first most often because, with a lot of extracurricular activities, you have to have your priorities, put them first, then have leisure time as a second.
Have you taught anyone else about the habits?
I've spoken to both of my parents about the habits because I feel as though, even though they're adults, they still need to know about this. It's good for everyone.
And how do your teachers use the habits in the classroom?
We are doing a lot of more goal setting. What do you want to achieve this quarter? How are you going to achieve it? Did you achieve it? What can you do better? We also have a data notebook. It's a notebook where we record test scores, see what improvements we've made, if we're falling behind and we need to catch up. So we're just gauging a lot of what we're doing and making improvements.
Describe your school and how the habits are displayed.
The habits are kind of everywhere throughout the school. Our new principal, Mr. Matt Thornhill, he's an artist, and he's painted a whole lot of murals in the cafeteria, the hallways. We have a nice one at the foyer. We've got some in the bathrooms even, and we also have the graduating 6th grade class in, cap and gown, telling what we want to be, preparing for the future. The school has just become a lot brighter place.
What are some of the benefits of having the 7 habits in your school?
Behavior has become a lot better. There aren't as many office referrals. There even just like everyday conduct has gotten a lot better. Everyone gets along. It's just become a little more as like one unified school.
Why do you think the businesses are interested in knowing that these habits are practiced in the schools?
In the business world, it's just good to have these morals, this background, principles to base like all of your decisions on, because this is a very good foundation for growing up. These habits will help you anywhere you go.
Can you tell a difference in your school before and after the implementation of the 7 habits?
Yes, our school has become a lot more lively. It's become more like unified. It's just a lot more, I don't know, you just feel more at home there than you did in the past years.
Why do you think businesses are interested in knowing that these habits are practiced in the schools?
Because, kids are going to be adults in the future and in the business world, and people are going to need to have good morals, ethics. They're going to need to communicate with others. They're going to need to empathize. They're going to need to think beyond what will benefit themselves. And they just need to be good, solid leaders in the business world.
So what is your favorite Leader in Me moment?
My favorite Leader in Me moment was 2 weeks ago when we had this big symposium for a lot of guests to come and see. And I got to speak there, but also just the school. It came together. We had like really shy young kids who really got out of their shell and greeted adults. We had almost everyone was doing something, whether it was greeting, making displays, tours, or speaking. It was just we were very unified.
Peter, thanks so much for being on the show today and showing your enthusiasm for the Leader in Me.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to hear from an economist who has studied our local economy.